Just like with the guy Goff, Goff and Wentz went 1-2 that year.
Right.
Zach Wilson goes 2. If they think that the kid out of North Carolina has arm talent, they might go that direction. He's got a good arm. I mean, they're just not winning games. But then you look at Mahomes. Did he win a lot of games in college? Not really. He was okay. Really. He wasn't great. Texas Tech, were in a lot of shootouts, but didn't win every game. So, right. So the quarterback from North Carolina is probably the highest touted kid. The defensive end from Oregon is, to me, the best player in the draft. There's a bunch of good offensive linemen. For me, as a Jet fan, Becton comes back in a couple of weeks. You hope for that. You move him to left tackle. You play whichever one of the right tackles you want. You got to replace the right guard. And you need a corner. And listen, the cornerback position again. You got the LSU kid. There's a couple of good safeties out there too. The Jets need to get that secondary up and running. They can almost live with the front, especially if Lawson comes back healthy. They signed him for all that money. You can almost live with the front. You also re-signed, John Franklin Myers, to be the other end. So you feel like you have something there. And Quinnen's pretty good. Not that they showed it last week.
Right.
Now you want to fill up the back end of the defense, and you really need to get your old line going. You drafted your running back this year in Carter, who they like. They give him the ball a ton. You drafted, you didn't draft, but you signed your wide receiver in Corey Davis to be your number one. You drafted the second round pick as a wide receiver in Moore, scored his first touchdown this week. So now you feel like you got that. You drafted the quarterback, whether I like him or not, he's going to be the guy for the next couple of years until he proves it. So really on offense, you're either looking for a tight end who you're not going to take at 3. I mean, even Pitts might have been the closest thing to it. And, we doubted him. That kid is freaking good. I mean, he's 6'6" with speed and he can block. I mean, my God, he's the full gamut. He can play it all. But there's no tight end that great in this year's draft. So to me, you focus on defense and O-line with my 2 first picks in the top 10. I hope the Seahawks continue to flounder. How about for the Giants? What do you want?
Dude, I want. We need everything. Our secondary sucks again this year, but more than anything, we need linemen. We have no pass rush, limited pass rush. Ouija board, the second round pick that we got. I mean, he's been spectacular. He's got like 6 sacks already this year. Had 2.5 sacks this week against Carolina. So that was nice. He's starting to emerge a little bit, so he's helping out quite a bit. But we need a steady pass rush.
Listen, if you could get a pick in the top 3, you might be able to get that Oregon defensive lineman because he's really the guy. I mean, he's a game wrecker.
We're in the non-sexy pick area again.
Well, you're 2-5. Let's not act like you're 4-4 and you're sitting there midway. You could easily go 2-5 to 2-8 like it's nothing, and all of a sudden you're in the sexy pick area again. Detroit has Philly this week. Winnable game for Detroit. Not saying they're going to win, but they can win that game.
But by sexy pick, I don't want the receiver. I don't want the run. I want linemen.
Do you want a new GM?
Defensive, and I want a new GM too. Yeah.
Is it time to move on from Gettleman? Are you willing to stick with Jones for another year?
Yes, I think Jones has proven himself this year with a little more protection, and maybe if he can keep his receivers healthy, he's got it. I expect to see better things from him.
I don't think the Giant receiving core is bad. I think the tight end's a position to upgrade.
We've been hurt.
Ingram hasn't shown anything, so you probably have to upgrade the position. I think you still have to upgrade O-line where you can, and I think the D-line is probably and to be honest, and corner. You just want to keep getting those positions a little bit better.
Yeah.
I mean, Bradbury's okay. He's had a better year last year than this year so far. You expect him to turn it around. You hope he does.
Will he be here after the trading deadline?
Well, you would have to hope that he is. I think it's hard to trade good corners.
But
he's not great, but he's good.
He's not great, but he's good. But your team is not great. It's not even good. So
you're losing. It's like the NHL or the MLB. There's not a lot of trades that go on. If there's 4 trades, it's going to be a big freaking to do, and one of them already happened. It's not a sport where trading is. It's happening more and more than it used to. Don't get me wrong, but it's still not a very common thing.
Right. So
everybody's acting like it's not like the salary dump in baseball.
Oh no, that I know. So give me a couple of lines and games that you're going to take.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Denver. Laying the wood against Washington. I have it as 3.5. I think that Denver wins that game relatively easily
After that 4-game losing streak.
I think they ended at home.
Okay.
I'm going to take Minnesota only because it's the biggest game of the weekend. I think that Minnesota. I haven't getting 2.5 at this point against Dallas. I think that Minnesota wins that game at home in a really, really close game. And if you were going to give me a third one, hell with it. I'm going to take the Saints. I'm going to take the Saints plus the 5.5 against the Bucks.
Look at you. Well, take another peek. I'm going to take Houston because I think if Tyrod Taylor's back,
keep it close.
14.5 is just too much. I mean,
it's a lot of points.
Close. If you mean by 10, yeah, that's close.
No, I got you.
So we'll go there. I see Jacksonville not beating Seattle, but covering the spread. That's a field goal game at the end because
I think Jacksonville could even win it. I don't think it's Seattle hasn't shown me much, but yeah, I agree with you.
Right. You would just assume they'll get Lockett more involved and stuff like that. Get their with the exception of that one long pass to Metcalf. Metcalf was invisible this week as well.
Yeah. So Geno's good.
Yeah, he's the best. But let's see. One more game. Philadelphia and Detroit. I'm going to pick Detroit.
I think Detroit could give them a game, too. I'd be afraid to touch it, but I think Detroit is good. I would like Detroit to win this one this week. I think there's a winnable game for them.
I'd like to win it. I'd like to see them win it anyway because it's Philadelphia, and I hate Philadelphia.
Yeah, but, all Philadelphia teams should go down in flames. I agree.
Right. Every single one of them. Oh, by the way, and just really kind of ruined all the work I feel I did as a parent and stuff. Yesterday, I was talking to my 15-year-old. I was like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? We have to start looking into it. And he sends me a text. He goes, I want this Bryce Harper jersey.
Have I taught you nothing, son?
To be fair,
that's why you like the older one better. Let's be honest. He's smart.
It's the cool throwback ones. But it's Bryce Harper. It's a Philly.
The thing was, Harper wanted to be a Yankee. We just didn't want him.
Yeah. Well,
we didn't need the left-handed power hitter that could play defense as well. We didn't want that.
Well, that's why we went out and got a guy who could hit 189.
That's what we do.
It was great. It worked out well.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Well, hopefully we were able to help you guys out with some stuff this week.
Who knows?
Probably not.
But, we'll try things out. You can go to our Facebook page, Fantasy Fat Guys, leave some questions. Please, I beg you. I got nothing else to do with my real job. So
this is what we do.
Yeah, that's all we do. And, so you can hit us up there. And, of course, wherever fine fantasy podcasts are, we will be somewhere, probably at the bottom, but still dig us up.
Scroll down.
Scroll down. Say hi. The world needs ditch diggers, too.
That's us.
That's us. So without any further. What?
Mitch Kumstein. He was night putting. Putting at night
with the dean's daughter. Which is nice. So I'm going to go and see if somebody wants to help me sort out my holy cards. And
I want a hamburger. No, a cheeseburger. I want French fries, potato chips.
Yeah.
You'll have nothing and like it.
I'm late. Late for what? For not being pregnant.
No one does an Irish brogue like you do, Mr. Powers.
And with that in mind, I think it's time we go.
Good night, Irene.
Good night, Irene.
That comes later.